But first, let me tell you how much better things could be than what we've got right now, if we were better at balancing risks and rewards. So here we've got Australia hiding under a doona. Hiding from a coronavirus has actually not killed a single person this year who caught the virus here. Not a single Australian. Yet our borders still closed to overseas tourists and to a lot of Australians trying to come home. And last week the government even halved, in fact, the number of Australians who can come back. Now all that is obviously freaking out the boss of Qantas, Alan Joyce, and other tourism chiefs who say, well, this is just so over the top.
Yeah, look, I think we should be opening the borders, not only for our sakes, but for people's sake, for business' sake, for people who have relatives overseas who haven't seen, close relatives, they haven't seen for a long time. When people aren't going to go to hospital, when people aren't going to die from it, and that's when the key people, the older people and the people with underlying illnesses are vaccinated. And that should already be the case. There's probably still some to go, and that should be their major strategy, to vaccinate those.
Now, Graham Turner there might be talking his industry's game, but is actually correct, is absolutely right. I mean, I know I'm sounding like a broken record here, but I've said it from the start of this panic. Our main task is to stop the dying. And that means, above all, protecting the very old and the frail. If we can just stop the dying, the rest of us can treat this like we treat the flu every year. It can be serious, you can get a bit crook, please take precautions, vaccine, all that kind of stuff, but get on with life. And in fact, we have just about got to that very point. I mean, this is so often missed with all the politics and the blame throwing, the CEO was right kind of stuff. For instance, the vast majority of people in aged care have now been vaccinated. And yet here we are carrying on. We're all in danger of dropping dead from this monster virus that, to repeat, has not killed anyone here this year. And if it kills people, it almost certainly kills almost everyone that is killed has been over 60, the vast majority over 70, often with other health conditions. Yet, borders shut, cities shut down. Now, if we switched our thinking just a little and balanced risk and reward a little bit better. Look right now at Croatia. Croatia, it's summer over there, beautiful by the Adriatic, summer holidays. And Croatia does need the tourist dollars. Now that country has fully vaccinated not 80% of the people, as we keep being told we must do 80%, but just a third of the population. Again, the most vulnerable particularly is vaccinated. And a third might just be enough because Croatia, like France, like Italy, has opened its borders to fully vaccinated tourists, like Australia could do very soon if we wanted to. Now, right now, 500,000 tourists are there in Croatia, lapping up the sun, giving jobs to the locals, pumping dollars into the economy. And look, no rise in infections. No rise in deaths either. Obviously, getting vaccinated is the key to our freedom. But so is changing our mindset. We've got to learn not to freak at every infection, because this virus will mutate and mutate and mutate and probably be with us for many years, decades even. Decades from now, we will probably still have infections. Now, infections isn't our real problem. Deaths are. Deaths are what we're really trying to stop. And we're only weeks away from having vaccinated twice all the people that we need to and who want to be vaccinated to make opening a risk that is worth taking. I know the vaccination rollout has been painfully slow, but 70% of the people over 70 have already had one jab. Others are saying no, that's their choice. But in a few weeks, most of that 70% will have waited long enough to be eligible for the second jab, fully vaccinated. And I reckon that's when we say enough. Choose life. start opening up.